Get ready for the dictation on the count of 3, 2, 1, start. Mr. Chairman, I would like to make certain observations with regard to this bill, especially about the cooperative societies in Tripura. We are all in support of this bill because I think this amendment, or rather this repealing law, is necessary in view of the changed conditions there. But then it appears that the problems of the cooperative organizations and societies in these areas or states, Tripura and Manipur, cannot be solved merely by having a uniform set of cooperative laws. Laws are very important, and in that respect, certain changes are undoubtedly called for. Here, sir, I would like the government to take note of certain things which are there at the moment in order that they may take steps to improve them. First of all, I should like to point out that in the tribal areas, especially among the tribal people of Tripura, there is great need for expansion and development of cooperative societies. It appears that about 70%, according to my information, of the population are to be included or brought within the range of the cooperative societies. At the moment, cooperative societies are very few and they are not functioning well. Somehow or other, the bulk of the people have been left out of these cooperative societies. The most important function that the cooperative societies fulfill at the moment is, of course, the provision of rural credit, and there is no doubt that this is an important aspect of the work of the cooperative societies and that has to be expanded. At present, people do not get adequate relief or rural credit through the agencies of cooperative societies, and so they remain more or less the victims of the traditional money lenders of the countryside. Tripura or Manipur is no exception to the general rule that is prevalent in this regard. Therefore, it is important that the cooperative societies should be provided with adequate funds so that the credit needs of the pupil, especially of the very downtrodden pupil in the tribal areas, are adequately and promptly met. Next, about the management of the cooperative societies, I have to say that most of these societies are not run well. It seems that there is a lot of bureaucratic interference from the top, whereas the initiative at the bottom is not yet developed for the success of the cooperative movement in our country. It seems that the majority of the shareholders in Tripura cooperative societies do not take any interest in the affairs of the cooperative societies. It follows, therefore, that something is wrong in the management of the cooperative societies, which should explain why even the shareholders or the participants in the cooperative societies do not take part in the management of the affairs of the society. The government should pay attention to this aspect of the matter and see that the cooperative societies are not controlled by a coterie of people, but they are more and more controlled and in a very good way by the majority of the shareholders or the participants in the cooperative society. In this connection, naturally, the work of the cooperative department assumes certain importance and urgency. At the moment, it appears in Tripura, especially that the cooperative department is not so much interested in getting the popular cooperation in drawing the people into the activities of cooperative societies as in somehow or other carrying on what they understand to be the more routine job. The result has been that the little that could be done with the existing setup is not being done, and there is considerable discontent among various sections of the people. I have been informed from there that some relief officers themselves occupy positions of chairmanship, vice chairmanship, and secretaryship of all the societies, and the people are left in the background. That is to say, it is more or less taken for granted that these societies should be under the management of these officials, and it will be for them to lay down the lines and the policies of the cooperative societies. I think this is another matter which should be seriously considered by the government, whether even if this arrangement is permissible in law or under the rules, this arrangement is suitable or expedient in the situation in which these societies are functioning. In this connection, I may mention that in some cases, the loans are not being properly administered, and it appears that the wrong type of pupil is given loans, whereas the really needy people are denied what should go to them. The result is that the artisans and others have suffered, and the economy and the trade of this area have also considerably suffered as a result of the inefficient and inadequate administration of cooperative loans. I have got a number of examples, but I need not go into them here. It appears that certain concerns are being given loans because they are tied up with certain individuals, and it appears that it is done efficiently.